It is often said that the future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. But what about the things in life that actually inspire us to believe? Like the things that drive us, the things that move us, and even the things that remind us that the sky really isn't our limit. Because when we are inspired, we are led to future greatness. But first, we just have to believe.
One day I want to build Nigeria's first aeroplane.
I know. One day you'll make us proud.
Rich and creamy pig, extra fortified with 28 vitamins and minerals. Here's to 60 years of nourishing dreams and inspiring the future. The future is bright. Reach for your peak.
Welcome back. Let's find out what the top stories are on some of Nigerian newspapers. I have The Nation, The Vanguard, The Guardian, as well as The Punch newspaper. We'll start with The Nation this morning. The top story here, I'll revisit $20 billion missing oil money, says Buhari. The writer here, APC warns against last-minute looting. And you find details of that story on the front page. It continues on page 4 of The Nation newspaper. Abia, Taraba, APC, APGA reject PDP's victory. APC now has 22 states, PDP 13, leaving APGA with 1. Okay, we'll see another one here. Olanusi, APC to reject report. That's on page 8. Police arrest 60 suspects over Ilorin fracas. Kufuoriju Olubi faults British court's order. Police kill 3 robbery suspects in Ibadan. Death toll in Nepal's earthquake climbs to 2,500. Another day you read the paper and it turns your belly. Now to the front page of the Vanguard. I'll probe NNPC's missing $20 billion, says Buhari. Bastardization of military was PDP's worst atrocity. Boko Haram issue, not religious, but pure terrorism. Vows to unravel while military failed to tackle Boko Haram. APC will give priority to security, economy, corruption. And you see details on the supplementary elections here. APGA, APC to challenge result in Abia, Taraba. That's on page 9 of the Vanguard. 32 killed in Benue, Plateau, scores injured. That's on page 7. All right, let's also see what the sports stories are on the back page of the Vanguard. You see Bundesliga here, Bayern win. It's on page 62. And Klitschko decisions Jennings. Premier League tells us step closer. That's on page 62. And for La Liga, Juve title delayed. That's on page 62. You want to find out details of that story on the Vanguard newspaper. The Guardian is next. APC unveils transition members. Office sharing headache lingers. That's the front page story of The Guardian. We will probe alleged missing $20 billion oil money, says Buhari. And it's day 378. The count is on. Bring back our girls. Our final point of call is The Punch on the dailies this morning. I will look into Sanusi's missing $20 billion claim. That's what Buhari is saying. APC accuses Jonathan government of last-minute dubious actions. Now you see the gory picture here. It's death toll from Nepal quake passing 2,200. Front page picture of The Punch actually shows some survivors. States toll on implementation of new pension act. That's on page 36. Bridge collapses in Kano, kills 7. Page 19 of The Punch. And petrol price can be 40 naira per litre, says Ipman. That's on page 6 of The Punch. All right, I'm joined now by security expert Richard AMUWA, joining us today on Call Digest. Good morning. Thank you for finding time to come.
Good morning. Good morning to our viewers.
Let's start with the just concluded supplementary election over the weekend. Of course, the total result is out now with the APC having 22 states, the PDP having 13, and APGA 1. It looks as if there's a change in status now. APC has become the ruling party.
Oh yes, even before the election it was obvious that
it was quite obvious.
It was quite obvious that the opposition is going to become the ruling party.
Considering the kind of reshuffling that we had, you recall that prior to the supplementary election, the IGP was sacked and then the DIG was asked to take over. What were your observations?
That move was not really good. I know that even though as much as Nigeria doesn't like ABBA, I know, it's just like what goes around comes around. You know, for me, I think the step Mr. President took was not really right at that time. Up to now, nobody knew why he was asked. But according to the report, he was asked to leave because he has completed his mandatory 35 years in service. But spending the next 1 month to survive this transition would have been too bad. But I think maybe he has stepped on toes and other stuff. So Mr. President has the right to hire and fire in Nigeria. So
I'm going to play you a clip again. We played it earlier before you came, and it's just some pictures of what transpired at a major local government area in Ekiti State, where supplementary election was made for the State House of Assembly. We'll be back shortly after this.
Unabiolodo, you want to fight with security?
Let them come and arrest us. We're here. We're here. If you don't want camera, who don't wear the SS shirt? You know what's in there. Me, we carry mine. We carry camera. We know what's in there. To bastardize this whole process. Very simple.
Been a lot of shootings overnight all through, and this has created a lot of panic and fear in the minds of the people.
Why they shooting bats? When you hear gun in the night, someone must be hunting in the bush. Do you see blood in the town? Don't leave that alone, my brother.
Even snapping ballot boxes. We don't want all these things again. Let the people decide whom they want.
Because of the issue of the Togri, which our opponent promoted during the last election. But today the security help us. A lot of people, people are coming now, even though it's low, but we want the quality rather than the quantity.
Okay, it seems to be a battle between quantity and quality. The complaint was that there were sounds of gunshots over the night in that area, and that must have scared prospective electorate from coming out. From a security expertise point of view, what are your takes on this?
And that's supposed to be just one local government. You see, I have said it earlier on this program. I think between now and 2019, the coming government really need to do a whole lot of electoral education. I'm telling you, there's no need. I keep saying there's no need to fight, to kill. All those guys, okay, imagine those who have died in course of all this past election. So who has lost, who has gained? People just need to understand that a leader must come and go. And again, the only thing we stand to gain as people is good governance. So killing ourselves, making things uncomfortable for your opponent is things of the old. So at this 21st century, I expect our leaders sincerely to just up their game and do it rightly. That's just my own take. And for the security implication, there's no way you hear a whole lot of guns in the night and want to come out and vote in the morning. During presidential and there's no gubernatorial election in Ekiti State, but we have seen Ekiti as a hotspot, and I think it's a very they are becoming notorious in that end. So I think Ekiti indigenous need to sit down and ask them a simple question: are we getting good publicity in terms of all this? Ekiti is supposed to be fountain of education. I grew up in Ondo State, then Ekiti and Ondo need to be one before it was divided. And then, if there's anything I know, they are they're supposed to be the most intelligent people. But but the average people are intelligent. Look at what that lady said. They don't want quantity, they want quality. But democracy is about people. If in a state where you have millions of, let's say 3 or 4 millions of people who have registered to vote, and only 200,000 people are electing their governor, it's not making sense to me. So I think in Ekiti State, they really need to settle their rift and move on. That state is really giving Nigeria a bad name.
Have we really been able to identify the fix that is needed, for the Nigeria police and quite a number of other security operatives that we have within the country? Because it's been from one level of hiring and firing, but yet we still have that basic challenge. I think you and I still evident.
Yeah, you and I said it on one of your program. I said it that security institution in Nigeria is not anywhere. You see, if we want to enjoy security in this country, we want to have a situation where Mr. President, where the police itself is independent, just like INEC. Yeah, truly, Mr. President, approve the man that is the IG. But if you allow that man, wherever Mr. President is, wherever, I just don't know how to put it, but I know that one problem we have in Nigeria is the fact that the security institution is not institutionalized. And until we do that, there's no way we are going to have peace in this country. I'm telling you the truth. I said this, for example, FBI. The man heading FBI, Mr. Obama, cannot just call the person and sack immediately. You have to go through normal process. Before IG was appointed, he went through the National House of Assembly. How come Mr. President is sacking him and didn't go through that again? So those are the things we're saying. We have this federalism we're practicing. It has so much power. It has so much power in the hands of Mr. President that sometimes it becomes a mini god. So we need to really, the day we put it right, that day we start enjoying security in this country. That's why you can see a commissioner of police, you can see even a policeman on the street, he arrogates so much power to himself because that's not, it's me. So until an average policeman knows that, I'm being paid with a taxpayer's money, until Mr. President or whoever is in power understand that let this man do his job, just like I keep saying INEC, we say it's independent. I could see that Jaga brought that little independency to INEC. So we need a police officer, somebody who will say, okay, look at what Abba did. When he was sacked, most Nigerians were happy. You can see his scene at the National Assembly. You can see, so many things he did. But if he has done the right thing, I think people would have said no, or people would have even, like Nigeria would normally do, we all come out and say no, enough is enough. So anybody who is going to take that position right now, I think first of all, you must think about, when I finish my career, what follows. If your plan is not people's oriented, you're going to have problem. Because that's one thing people normally do. They say, yes, he'll pay the pipe, they take the tune. But when it comes to some services that is for people, it should be for people. Better sack me for doing the right thing. So a whole lot of people who has been an IG in this country, all they've done is to do what? To follow the script of Mr. President, and which is very wrong. So I think the president-elect, who we know is a man of integrity, I don't think he's going to use police against.
But how realistic is the detachment of executive powers from their influence on security operatives like the police? Because many will tell you that every executive needs the power of the military to validate its relevance in office. Do you see this new administration legislating those powers away?
Yeah, yes, that's part of the change they say they want to bring into. Remember, they are an advocate of state policing. And I tell you, if they can prove it, if they can go a step ahead and start state police, you find out that they're going to pressure on the central. Though a whole lot of people have said that we're not matured enough. I keep telling you, how long are we going to stay to have it? So they have a lot of insecurity here and there. pocket of killings here and there, because the police is not closer to the people. Police is supposed to be closer to the people, not to the government. Yeah, I don't appreciate what you said. Every executive want to use the police or the military, but under a civilized, a normal situation, right, it's not supposed to be like that. We borrowed our democracy from America. Is that how it's practiced? No. That's it. That's not how it's practiced. So, as much as the executive have all these people, they are supposed to be for the people. So that is my take. So I'm expecting this APC government to normalize things. If they fail to normalize it, that's where we have problem. Because sincerely, like I keep saying, I come to say that it's not a miracle worker, but there's some miracle it needs to perform. And when it comes to security, it needs to perform that miracle. And how is that miracle? Is to make sure that everything is laid well. Sincerely, Nigerians, if there's anything I expect APC to do for this next 4 years, is issue of security, institutionalizing it, making sure that people on the street goes to bed with their 2 eyes closed, making sure that police is not, they remove politics from police and do the right thing. And you could see that this government will last longer.
Let's also now try to look at how we can differentiate the roles of the police from the military, because that has also been a major challenge, especially when we discuss election issues. When elections come near, we begin to look at how do we augment the efforts of the Nigerian police. But then the constitution is clear that the police has that domestic responsibility. Beyond change of leadership, do you foresee, there's a rot that they talk about, and then there's a perception of the people, as regards the police force?
First of all, you just said it now. The rot in Nigerian police is just too much that people do not respect police. That's number one. Then number two, I keep telling you that we have less than 500,000 policemen in this country to watch over 170 million Nigerians. The UN have a specific number of police to a number of people. Okay. So tell me, as I'm talking to you right now, go to every politician's house. You see 1 or 2 policemen attached to them. Go to every local government, go to pub, even beer parlor, go to hotels, go to supermarkets, go everywhere. But how many of them are on the streets? So what I expect, and again, don't forget that the military itself, the military ruled this country for a longer period than what we have right now. It is just our 16 years of democracy. The police have not really been helped. That's why today, you go to some police stations, you don't even have the latest equipment. A situation where you walk to police stations and they are still using container. A station where you see how policemen who is transferred from, for example, from Ondo State to Gombe. He doesn't know any nook and cranny. He left his family in Ondo State. He gets to Gombe. He does not have an idea of what to do. In the next 1, 2, 3 months, the guy is on the street, sleeping under the tree. You see, it's not done in any civilized country. I keep telling you, Nigerians, we keep blaming the police. We keep saying police cannot do it. But until the day we say, okay, let's recruit more graduates. Let's educate, let's train more. The last time we have issue with Nigerian police, when Mr. President, when one of the TV stations came up with the training school of one of the of police stations in Ikeja. Remember the uproar? Do you remember what happened? Since then, what has happened? That's the point. Nigerians, we have faith. We have this attitude of when it happens, we cry loud, but after that, everybody simmer. You see, I sympathize with Nigerian police. I've had several courses with them. I have issues with them. I've been privileged to be very close to them and see what they do. Nigerian police can really do well. Look at this past election. Sincerely, whether you like it or not, you give them 85. You score them excellent for the first time, and that's why people say that's why this ABBA was removed. I'm not too sure of that. So what I'm saying is that if we have a government who will invest in Nigerian police, it will change. Today, as I'm talking to you, so many divisional offices does not even have a good generator. You go there, there's no light. You go to DPO's office. A DPO is supposed to be the managing director of that area. A head that is supposed to be thinking is not calm. How do you expect that? So Nigeria is going to sit down and look at the issue of security. Security, to me, is a major thing. It's a big money. Nigeria need to invest in these people, change their rotations, change people's rotations towards them. Look at for Lagos, for example. Why do you think Lagos had to adopt RRS, that rapid response? They adopted them because Mr. Fashola felt that I need to allow Lagosians to sleep with 2 eyes closed. But how many other states can afford that? Now, Lagos State have a trust fund, put so much money in it. The bulletproof, the vehicle, the armory, everything was purchased by Lagosians. Tell me, as I'm talking to you today, you don't have a central depot for Nigerian police. When I say depot, in case you have, you are running around and you don't have a gas, you go to your depot. Today you see Nigerians, you see some of the vehicles police are using, and you ask yourself, oh, even you, some of us that run security company, we can use that as our own private business. So how come we allow, and at the end of the day we complain? You see, the point here is that how many of us have ever protested to say, Nigerian federal government, please, let's opt our security. Nobody's doing that. We are protesting about there's no fair. We are protesting about so many things. Bring back our guests here and there. But how many of us have come to the street and said enough is enough? We need to opt our security. And that's why I keep saying the man who calls himself a policeman gets to the road, has to make money for himself.
I see. Let's look at the attitude of Nigerians, because we're also looking at the way elections are conducted in other developed climes. There doesn't seem to be much responsibility for the security operatives there, because the people seem to be well, they conduct themselves well. Elections are held indoors. You don't even see, uniformed military personnel visible around the area. What perception, what attitude do you expect from the average Nigerian towards these operatives if we're going to build a formidable system?
That question you just asked is an it's an excellent one. You see, I've said it in one of the forums that I spoke on. For example, we are imitating the Americans. We've seen the election. Let's even use Ghana. Ghana had the election, the last election they had on Friday. You took your children to school, come back and vote, and you move on. We are talking about Ghana. You see, I don't want to be talking about America or UK, or let's talk about Ghana here. Until our politicians themselves stop living large, stop making it look like our lives depends on them. Nifemi, I want you to look at the average Nigerians today. No job, no social amenities, nothing. All we're trying to do is to okay, let me give you this thing that happened to me. This is a case study. I went to one of the campaign. As a security person, I just said, Richard, attend one of these campaigns and see what happened. Do you know that when I got there, I just realized that Nigerians, nobody went there to listen to what the candidates were saying. All they were looking for what to grab. They want to grab the food, they want to grab the drink, even pure water. I just asked myself, say, God. And you even see people smoking Indian hemp live on the campaign ground, and the so-called leaders were there. They couldn't stop them because they won their votes. The point here is that we need a whole lot of electoral education. Yes, I mean, see, Nigerians, I don't know how to put it, but sincerely, we have a whole lot of job to do. 2019 is very close here. 4 years in any government is very small. But I'm going to tell you that, are we improving? The card reader that we used, that we thought that is going to really stop so many things. It did stop a little bit, but did it really stop the violence? No. I'm telling you, there's a whole lot of people who are out there who are looking for something to grab. And as much as they are looking for something to grab, they will never want to make election easy. That's right. I'm telling you the truth. Most of us are literate, but we are illiterate in the things, in the way we go about things. For example, a man, look at the issue of PDP, for example. Let me give you an example. Do you know how many people the campaign right now to APC? Why don't you stay in your party and build it? That's the point. You see, when we begin to see election, or we begin to see the fact that I'm this, as a result of that, I must be in the central, things will go wrong. Our people need to get dividends of democracy. No, I said it on TV, in one of the TV the other day, that I came from, my mom came from a part of a village in Anambra State, Anambra West. Within 16 years of democracy, Ifemi, you cannot believe, from my mommy's village to Onitsha, is less than, it should be less than 1 hour, 30 minutes. But that's a journey you go for like 4 hours because there's no road, no light, no power grid in my mommy's village. And when you get to the village, you see a poster, a massive billboard of PDP and ABGA. And what do? When the election comes, they give the women kerosene. They give them, small cup of rice, Maggi cubes. And to them, they're getting their own shares. So, how do you now expect people not to have cause to resort to violence?
You're saying there's a relationship between the welfare reality
That's
of the
right.
people and the security
That's
of the
right.
society.
When people have things, when you have a good home, you have light, you have people. You just need to just go vote. I'm telling you, a situation where you have these things on ground, there's no way you think that election is going to be simple. It can't ever be simple. So, this coming government right now, all they need to be doing right now is to. That's why sometimes, as much as people don't like Fauci, I see him as a aggressive politicians. He knows that what my people want is food, first of all. I could put all the electricity, I could put all the good roads, I could do everything. But as much as these people are hungry, sorry, look at the number of graduates that ride Okada these days.
But the challenge also is what the politicians are providing.
Yes.
Is it sustainable?
Is it sustainable? That's the point.
But will it be there tomorrow?
No. You see, so our people need to realize, it's, I'm from South. My mom is from Southeast. I'm going to say this on TV. My brothers from Southeast, they have a lot to be educated on. I'm telling you the truth. Shortly before the election, I traveled home. Though then Anambra State is not having major election apart from the presidential and the House of Assembly. When I was talking to some of my friends, my classmates, some people, my relatives, man, their thinking is out of this world. I was saying, whoa, that was what I was just saying. What an average man in that area is thinking, just like some of us here, is what will enter my stomach. Until we grew to understand that we need to up the game to say, no, it's not about our stomach, it's not about our family, it is about development. And again, I ask you one simple question. How many Nigerians have, how many of them have left the shore of this country? Maybe 5% to see development. Today I was coming, look at everyone's jam-packed. I asked myself, when can we have rail? When can we have metro line? When can we have good transport system?
It's amazing that the traffic in Lagos has been so institutionalized.
I'm telling you,
it did not even come up during the election.
So it's not about having enough cars. It's not about even doing the road. It's about coming up with other forms of transportation system. Those are the things we're talking about. So how many people are looking at that? So Nigerians, we need to sit back. You see, maybe because some of us have seen things and see the way it's done. So when you see things, you shiver. You ask yourself, ooh. But a whole lot of people who came from the village, who all they came to do is to survive. Are you telling them that election?
Let's take a commercial break here. When we come back, we'll turn our attention to other issues as regards state of the nation ahead of the May 29 handover. Stick around.
It is often said that the future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. But what about the things in life that actually inspire us to believe? Like the things that drive us, the things that move us, and even the things that remind us that the sky really isn't our limit. Because when we are inspired, we are led to future greatness. But first, we just have to believe.
One day I want to build Nigeria's first aeroplane.
I know. One day, you'll make us proud.
Rich and creamy peak, extra fortified with 28 vitamins and minerals. Here's to 60 years of nourishing dreams and inspiring the future. The future is bright. Reach for your peak.
Introducing Smart Connect, we get plenty awoof to allow you talk, text, and browse nyafu for tin money. Igwe. Say you know say with just 200 naira recharge card, Airtel dey serve me with 200% bonus to yarn more with any network.
Now you not call me your fiance.
Relax. In fact, I don't buy your own Airtel SIM every day. As correct vessel, anytime I recharge 200 naira and above, Smart Connect they serve me with free internet to browse. If you want to make your family follow you enjoy, buy your 4-in-1 family pack for the price of one. Oh baby.
Akururu. This girl too, na family and friends.
No carry last to buy your Airtel SIM today.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
Welcome back. It's Cool Digest Monday. Security expert Richard AMUWA is still right here with us in the studio. Thank you very much for staying with us.
Thank you.
Now let's look at the issue with the xenophobic attack in South Africa. Nigeria seems to have recorded its high commissioner, and the South African government has expressed shock, citing examples of their citizens that lost their lives during the collapse in Lagos, and how it took Nigeria a long time to send the corpses back. They also cited the support they had given to us fighting terrorism within the shores of Nigeria. But there are conflicting reports. The first one talks about recalling the commissioners in protest, against the continuous xenophobic attacks. The other part is that the Foreign Affairs Minister said they were called back to consult on the issues of violence. What are your thoughts along this diplomatic route?
I think Nigeria and South Africa really need to sit down and really iron out whatever differences they have. For me, I think that the recall of the envoy is kind of late. They would have done it earlier. Now that South African government and the parliament is sitting to fight whatever that is happening right now over there, and trying to bring an end to the crisis, and you are now recalling our envoy. So they are beginning to see like what's happening. What we expected of this government to have done was that when the heat was on, they would have done that in protest. Not now that the country itself is putting their house together. You understand? But again, telling us again about the issue of the citizens that died in Nigeria at one of the is it Senegal or whatever, the church in somewhere in Nigeria. Yeah, that's a private thing. This is a national thing.
The synagogue collapse.
You understand? Yeah. So they shouldn't be comparing that to the crisis going on right now. The situation where Nigerians have been Nigerian investments have been collapsed and killing other blacks. It's not done anywhere. I think the reaction of South African government to the whole crisis was very late. You understand? And this is part of what we're saying. Hunger. People who are not Africans, African leaders, I don't know what they're doing. Sincerely, what resulted to that is simple because they felt that the other nationals are taking their job, but which is fine. But the truth is that if the government of South Africa is doing their job very well, I don't think what happened there will happen. So they should not start blaming Nigeria. Whether we recall our envoy or not, that's not the point right now. The point is that they need to sit down and make sure that whatever that's happening, the crisis that's going on in South Africa is resolved. And however we come back. So they shouldn't start throwing stone to Nigerians.
The South African government also talked about talking with the incoming administration about their grievances. What do you expect from the incoming administration? What positions do you expect them to take as regards these issues? I
think all they need to do is a normal thing. Just have a very good ambassador into South Africa. Since South Africa is my brother, Nigerians really fought for them during the apartheid. We know the role. think I grew up to not just to read, but to know some roles Nigerian government played in making South Africa what they are today. So I think the president-elect being somebody who has been in government, who has been person who is a national person, I think he knows what to do. But sincerely, remember the time South Africa sent Nigerians because of one thing or the other, they deported them back. Remember again, during just few months back, the money that Nigerian government wanted to use. So many things. But the truth is that it's not their fault. It is our fault. When we put our home in order, how come we don't have the same issue with other countries? South Africa will not take some things that is happening in Nigeria. They cannot do it over there. So I think a government that is coming in right now is a government that we know that is going to fight corruption. A government that we know that is going to lay things rightly. Let's see how it goes. I'm very sure that this coming government is going to have a good relationship with South Africa.
The other side of the story would also be the population of Nigerians outside the shores of the country. They say out of every 4 black, you see 1 Nigerian.
Have you been to Brooklyn before? If you go to Brooklyn, I'm telling you, the 95% of Brooklyns are Nigerians. In fact, Yoruba, Igbo. You think that this is their own place. Go to Houston, as I'm talking to you. I can tell you how many shops, African shops in Houston, Texas, they are blacks. So Nigerians, we are everywhere. God have blessed us, God have created us. We cannot stay at home. But the point here is that wherever we are in, we want to make sure that we are counted. But we do have government back home that is really helping us.
Just a minute. Let me take this call. Hello, good morning.
Hello?
Good morning. Welcome to Call Digest. What's your name?
I'm fine.
What's your name, please?
God bless inside you.
I can hardly hear you. What's
God bless inside you.
Friday? Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Port Harcourt.
Please go ahead with your contribution.
Port Harcourt.
Go ahead, Friday, with your contribution.
Port Harcourt.
I heard that. Friday from Port Harcourt. Go ahead with your contribution.
The time has come for Nigeria. The time has come for Nigeria to develop their country for the citizens. That Nigeria will not be ruled from one country to another. They will not be roaming from one country to another.
That's right.
For seeking for daily bread. Those countries that is developed, nobody developed them for them.
That's right.
They developed them themselves, doing those things that Nigeria seek to go there to find. We are so rich. I'm from Niger Delta, from Bori, in Ogoni. If you went to that area, you saw young men lavish with hunger. They go from one part of the world to seek for daily bread, daily by day, and they die with hope and future in them. The rich keep on being the richest, and the poor keep on pouring. Some have no shelter. Their mother died in even Ania. The local hospital in Nigeria is not working. I live in a community that refine oil. Everybody, they have ash mark through the chemical that they breathe. The rich keep on buying every house in other countries, and the poor keep on pouring. The children keep on dying in a common malaria. The hour has come. Whatever South Africa is doing to Nigeria, for them to come back home and stand for themselves. We should no more be a baby.
It's all right, Friday.
Friday.
Quite emotional contribution.
Friday got me emotional this morning. I'm telling you, Friday, honestly, I can relate to what you're saying. I'm from Niger Delta too. I've been privileged to work for a service provider and to go get people jobs in that area. But what I saw was nothing I can say on radio, on TV. I'm telling you, what he said is just the best. Time has come for Nigeria to develop. Nigeria is blessed. We have all the things in this country. All we need is great leaders. I'm telling you. We're telling you about people in Houston, people in South Africa, here and there. Since if you see what these people go through, you can't believe it. I have a friend, they have 3 kids. for some time, from a week. The wife and husband, they don't see each other because one is at home taking care of the kids while one at work. The day he's going to come, the wife take off to work again. You see, I just ask myself, is it life? What are they looking for? Just greener pasture. For the, I told people, even when I was growing up, when my friends were leaving to America, leaving to UK, I told them, I said, there's no way Richard AMUWA will leave this country. That I'm going to fight it. I'm going to make sure that I survive it here. Though it's been tough. Since after election, there's no power. There's no light in most part of Nigeria. Most part of Lagos, for example, where I live. We run generator in the office, we run generator in the house, trying to survive. But I know that we can pull through. I'm expecting this coming government so that our people can start coming back. I know many Nigerians, my friends abroad, who want to come back to Nigeria, but they cannot even afford to come back because it's been tough for them. Those who have come back, some of them have gone back again because they could not, relate with us. So Nigerians, we need to come back from wherever we are and let's develop Nigeria. Look at Lagos the way right now. I'm looking at, if I'm in a, thank God for APC, who is now in federal. For 16 years, Lagos was just left on their own. And this is a state that has so many, it has all Nigeria. There's no part of village in Nigeria that's not in Lagos. So you should have given this state a priority. A town like Magboro, a town like Ikorodu, Ekpe, all those areas should be developed and made homes, made easier for people to live. There's a place called Igbogbo around Ikorodu. If you travel from here, let me tell you, Nifemi, wherever, if you say you are a leader and all you come to do is to accumulate money and you don't have impact. Today we still remember Jakonde. Go to every estate today, Jakonde. God bless his heart. God will continue to bless him. How many homes have these present politicians, how many homes have they built today? The one they have built, is it affordable? We are saying let's keep corruption. A situation where you and I, who seated there looking, doing this program, we cannot afford 15 million to go and buy a house. How can we? How do we going to own a house? That's the point. Where is the mortgage system put in place? My friend goes to America, get a lottery visa. Within 6 months, he has a house and he pays like $600 every month for his mortgage for the next 25 years. Big compound. So what are we talking about here? And here, all you do, your salary, you use it for your NEPA, you use it for your grade, your house, you use it for your water, you use it for everything. At the end of the day, they say there's no corruptions. The day any government will tell me that it's going to kill corruption is the day it will put social services and make it free for all of us here.
Richard AMUWA, security expert, thank you very much for finding time to join us today on Core Digest. We'll take a short break now. When we come back, we'll also touch more on other aspects of the state of the nation ahead of the transition. Don't go away.
From time immemorial, women have birthed life, shaped character, and by extension, influenced the society. Moremi of Ife, Emoten of Benin, Queen Aminat of Zaria, all women of influence and power.
Whether it's before election, after election.
How ironical. Women being so powerful, yet have few grounds in decision making.
They see you as a wife, and I see you as a wife to a man.
We are talking women in politics.
A woman will be bold enough to stand up and say, I want to become president of Nigeria.
Only on Core TV News.